Shanti. Good day. Welcome to this Power Boost meditation. My name's Judi, and it's so wonderful that you've joined. So today we are going to look at this idea of a reset. And I think about this a lot coming from a movement background. This is usually something we have to do quite a bit. That if we're doing an exercise and it's feeling uncomfortable or painful, or we simply can't do it, what we often suggest is, you know what, stop, sort of explore your foundation, maybe reset your foundation, see if an adjustment needs to happen, and then come back into the movement. So very powerful. Otherwise, if we kind of keep pushing, we can do a lot of damage. And eventually we land up with a crisis, and that's a forced reset. So a voluntary reset is where I notice that things are feeling off or I'm feeling anxious, and rather than trying to maybe push through and cause more damage, maybe I just need to take a moment to realign inside and then come back. I'm not rejecting or ignoring. I'm just realigning so that I can come back in a more powerful and healthy way and actually move things forward. So let's see if we can explore this idea of reset. Otherwise, I might get upset. So to reset. First thing I want to do is make sure that the body is set in a very healthy way. So am I seated? Is the body seated comfortably? Do I need to make any adjustments? Is there any pain or tension or discomfort? Take that time. We want to be seated, of course, if possible, rather than lying down. So take that time to ensure that the body is comfortably arranged and it's seated comfortably. And then my mind is more free, less pulled by the body, more free to focus where I would like it to focus. And I'm going to focus at perhaps the deepest level of the self. So I want to really have my attention free. I begin by bringing into my mind the memory of a scene or situation, might be in the recent past or the distant past, but some scene or situation, or it might even be now, where I noticed I was feeling a little bit anxious, a little upset, a little confused, a little bit reactive, a situation which maybe challenged me. I bring that into my mind, not to relive it, but as a launch pad, something I can learn from. I take a moment to emerge that memory. And rather than focusing on the scene, the situation, the people, I'm going to look at myself very deep, as if I'm doing a spiritual X-ray. What was my inner state? Was I even aware of myself? Or was I more focused on the scene, the situation, the person? Yes, there may have been emotions, but where was that sense of self? That's often what's missing when there is that upset. So it's a signal. I need to reset, reconnect with the self. So that's what I do now. I practice, exercise that power to reset, reconnect. And that means going very deep inside. I can sometimes live on the surface, caught up in the different hats I wear, the different roles, and all of the expectations and desires connected to those roles. That's a bit living on the surface, and it's prone to a lot of fluctuation, a lot of emotional upheaval. I'm quite disconnected at those times. But if I can just go underground, go deep within the self, take off all those hats, all those different labels I wear during the day, and arrive at the seed, a very pure, simple, and eternal experience of myself, really connecting to me, the being, beneath all those layers of roles, responsibilities, even relationships, how I can define myself relative to others, but it's not really me. I come to the sea, right to the point of who I am. I am this wonderful, eternal being, a soul, the life in this body. I'm very subtle because I'm not physical. I'm life, a different kind of energy, living energy, energy that can feel and think, remember, decide. Such wonderful energy, this living energy that is me, just a tiny spark of life. So subtle and so peaceful. Such depth to the self. Such wonderful capacities that reside within me. Really falling in love with the wonder of the self. Within me are all of the most sought after resources in the world. Being life itself is invaluable, but also to have all of these capacities, the capacity to love, to accept, to appreciate, to support, to empower, to respect, to be kind. All of that is packed within me, this spark of living energy. I take a moment to really focus, really connect with this pure, simple, deep, eternal experience of the self. This is me, the soul. So subtle, so still, so quiet, so gentle, delicate, but very powerful. Takes such great power to love, to be kind, to be peaceful, to remain true. This great power in the self, but no violence, very soft power. I go deeply into this experience of the self, just staying underground in a quiet state, fully attentive to me, the seed, no other thoughts in my mind, just connecting to this very deep sense of the self and how enjoyable it is, the wonder of me, the soul, this subtle living being. As if I am realigning, setting myself in my true state, very connected only to this sense of self. No roles, no relationships, no responsibilities, just this very qualitative experience of myself. I, this point of living energy and packed, concentrated within me is the power of so many beautiful qualities that such a point can hold so much beauty, so much love, so much peace, so much lightness. This is me. I hold that feeling very gently, very carefully, very lovingly in the hands of my own mind. Creating a very deep experience that can imprint on me, feeling this alignment with my true self. Holding that experience, I now bring back in front that memory from the past, that situation where I perhaps became upset, but now I face it, set in this alignment, and can feel the mature way I can respond to those types of scenes when I am set in this alignment with my true self. This inspires me to practice this more and more in my day-to-day life. If I ever feel I'm starting to get upset, if there's any rumblings of discontentment, reactivity. Stop. Don't think any further. I immediately go inside, underground, reset, experience the depth of the self, the true me, and from that alignment, come back into interaction to respond. Respond with that depth and maturity. The power of a reset can change the trajectory of my day, and perhaps others too. Om Shanti.